Listen, wake up in the morning and I'm ready to hustle. I get a lot of inspiration from the bass and the treble. Some niggas know me as Juda and others know me as Jay. Call me another name that we just won't say. I'm always son to pops, the strongest father I know. I got my case dismissed, so now it's back to the flow. Feel the spirit surrounding me, know that it's gon' crack. The 10 beats on repeat with a Mac, perhaps. I got my game in Oakland and I was running around downtown, 17th, telegraphing now. From the tapes to the mixes, your boy done did it. Now we're planning on the best and coming up with the quickest.
I'm working fully remote, so I'm at the house.
Oh yeah, I would have been going.
Yeah, you already know, yeah. It's a little different, like you said.
All right. What's up, everybody? It's your boy, GC Juda, your favorite X-Mod, back with another episode titled 22. This one's going to be kind of special. We're going to be doing a top 10 takeaways from 2023. So anybody that wants to join, this is going to be an open panel in a couple minutes. Definitely want to hear what you guys think and what your takeaways have been from 2023 so far. I'm going to go through my list, and we're just going to, have some open dialogue, and it's going to be a collective reflection. So definitely stay tuned for that. But as always, before we get into it, do some housework. Go ahead and make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Got an updated background with all of the handles and stuff, so you guys can see the Instagram, the Cash App, and then the membership stuff. We're definitely doing it big going into 2024. Again, I appreciate everybody who has been supporting so far and checking in with your boy. Again, I can't do it without you guys. Definitely takes a village. And with that being said, there we go. All right. So I was trying to think about before I got into the episode. Oh yeah, and if you guys hear fireworks, by the way, those are my neighbors. I live in LA. People like to do fireworks out here for no reason. So if you hear them throughout the course of the episode, that's what that is. So don't be alarmed. I'm inside and I'm safe. But I was thinking about today's episode to figure out what I wanted to cover. I saw a lot of other people that were doing like top 10, top 5, travel places and stuff they were doing. I'm like, I think it's good to have like a recap of what the year was. I think first and foremost, we always got to start with just being grateful that we are all still here. It's the 31st of December. I know everybody else was watching, including me. There was a lot of trials and tribulations this year, a lot of highs and lows, but again, still thankful to be alive, still thankful to be above ground, still thankful to not being, in jail behind bars, still, having freedom and still able to, hustle and make a way. So I think it always starts with, the small things, and then, you kind of branch out. But I thought a top 10 little takeaway live would be good. There were a lot of things that happened this year that I noticed. And since I've had time to kind of be at the house more and be like, more remote, I had a lot of time to think about like other stuff that was going on, just personal takeaways from things that I noticed from like different people that I've been around, stuff that I've seen. So I'm going to go through that for you guys. And I got a slide for each one. So it's going to be super interactive. If you guys have any top 10 lists that you have, or a list in general, or any takeaways, if you hear something, I'll drop the link in a couple minutes, and then you guys will hop on the panel and we can have kind of a back and forth if you want. So, and with that being said, let's go ahead and get into the first slide that we have. So on this one, my first lesson was life is getting more expensive, and it's definitely costing more to be poor. And what I mean by this is, for those of us who don't live in California or like another major hub where like rent is just too damn expensive, I don't know how like quality of life is for you, but I know I think worldwide it's just getting expensive, especially in the States. I think a lot of us are overpaying for where we're living at, and I think it's just it's getting crazy. And I think the more that you're on that lower end of the spectrum, it's just it costs a lot more than being like on the upper end, and that was the reality I think a lot of us witnessed in 2023. I know for sure I seen it not just with people I know, but like even people who I might have thought had like accumulated a lot, and might have been wealthy, it really just takes one or two bad decisions, to really be back on that end. And I think a lot of people are living, paycheck to paycheck or barely surviving, So that was definitely one that I saw that was pretty crazy. But let me know in the chat what you guys think, if that was something that stuck out to you. So then we'll go on to the next one. So and the next slide that we have, this one for me was kind of simple. Basically coming down to not having a plan. No plan equals no direction. And then you guys see the graphic on the right side. So the lack of planning on your part doesn't constitute an emergency on my part. So it's pretty funny. This is like an old saying. I don't know if a lot of people have heard it. I think with the newer generation, sometimes we forget stuff that we might say. The older generation has done it time and time again before us. But basically, if you don't have a plan and you're not trying to be forward thinking, you pretty much aren't going to know where you're going to go. And I think without a roadmap, right, we often find ourselves being lost. And that's just throughout life, throughout anything that you're doing. So, I think what was the artist Sugar Free said, if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. And I think that's something that's really true. I try to be as prepared as I can. Some of you guys see it in the episodes and videos. I think you can never over plan. There's nothing wrong with being overly prepared. So you just can't go wrong. But if you don't have any plan, you're just out here kind of winging it. Some things you can wing it on in life. Some things I think you just can't get away with not preparing for. So that was that one. Let me guys know if you guys have experience with planning, or if you had a lack of planning and it kind of backfired on you, or you weren't able to get something accomplished because of that. Definitely want to know. But we'll go ahead and do a short little interlude. I kind of had some like best of clips that I took for myself just from being like on the YouTube streets, from other creators that I kind of like hold in a high regard, or who I'm always on their channels for. So you guys stay tuned, and then we'll get right back into our top 10 list.
I know Razor is legendary in the space. I'm a newcomer. So yeah, man, appreciate it. So I wanted to address one drama. Everybody say, why you say Mama's Basement? Reporting live from the Mama's Basement. We monetize. Even the lives you can't say. The reason why we said the Mama's Basement, because where we from, being raised, we learn that when everybody teaches you about something that's not true, well, you play on it and you keep it going. So reporting live from his Mama's Basement. Yeah,
yes, sir.
Shout out to everybody that supported the channel. It's Razor. I appreciate you again, brother. I'm gonna hop off with this show. You the man of the hour. So I appreciate you for everything. And shout out to everybody on the panel again, and everybody in the chat. Friday night, you're rocking with Razor.
Yes, and salute to you, Carter,
shout out
for that. Thank you for
shout
that.
out to you, Carter, for that smoke effect.
Yeah.
I'm erasing everybody comment that said the song is trash. Bye. that's the Carter I know. There you go.
Alright, and Primo just said he got the smoothest intro in 2024. Only going up. Primo, right? Primo.
Wow. There we go.
Primo say he got.
Primo, man. Hey, we cooking Rays. A lot going on in these streets.
So GC Juda, so you, what you got for us, man? What you got? So you got a channel and tell people what you got. What do you?
Yeah, y'all. Shout out to my boy Rays. That was just me hopping on the panel. We just, going back and forth. Y'all know he always got something. I love popping up over there and just, kind of showing love, showing my face. But let's get back into the list, you guys. So starting on this one, we got number 8 takeaway. This one was called "People Lie, Numbers Definitely Lie." I think throughout a lot of our lives, people, always say, "Oh, people lie, men lie, women lie, numbers don't." Well, I think numbers definitely lie, and I think people can definitely fudge, numbers and just, kind of misappropriate that, or just manipulate numbers as well. This graphic you guys see was from the PPP scam loan era. I think a lot of us saw a lot of people who were taking advantage of that situation, and it was just something funny. This lady had a whole GoFundMe where she was asking people to help her pay back the PPP loan. And I thought that was kind of funny. It's like, why put yourself in that situation in the first place? Basically, deception is very prevalent, and then any stats can be manipulated, especially now in this AI era, right? Where you can put people's voices, having them saying all kind of stuff. You can put people's faces on other people's, deep fakes. we're getting to a point now where the things that we thought couldn't be touched are being touched. So it's just something to really be careful with. You know, I think for myself too, just having like more of a tech background, I've definitely had to navigate through misinformation as well, and even I've gotten caught up in things that I thought were real without doing my proper homework too. So it's not just people who might not be, you know, savvy or something. I think it happens to everybody. I think we all get caught up at least once or twice in something that we might have thought was on the up and up, right? And then we find out later that it wasn't. But going into the number 7 takeaway, you guys, this one kind of hits more home. I think a lot of us can understand this one. Most of the world wants to be entertained, but not educated. Now walk with me on this one. You know, I think we've all seen that preference for like entertainment over education. I might have touched on it before in my last video about monetization. Definitely, even especially on YouTube, a lot of the videos that are more entertainment normally have a lot of like high quality as far as information. Gets a lot more views than the ones that are kind of like, you know, giving out knowledge or giving out game. And that's something I've definitely noticed, that it's not really a balance anymore. I think the more that we get into this, how social media just has like a stranglehold on like a lot of stuff that we do. People like to prefer to be entertained or shocked, you know, more than like to be informed. And a lot of times we have to do damage control, right? When we hear things that are negative or that might not be true, you know, and then we find out later. Or I know for sure for me, there's been a couple times where I've acted on impulse off of things that I thought were right online, and I've had to go back and say, hey, I'm sorry, I didn't know that this wasn't real, you know, just kind of that impulse. So I think we definitely have to have a balance between those two. But I think in general, a lot of us, it's hard to, especially when you have, you know, depending on what your accounts you're on, if it's Instagram or Twitter, we're seeing like stuff being pumped out day by day. And, you know, people get really good at manipulating stuff and trying to like, you know, sell their story on things and using images, you know, like it gets really crazy, y'all. It gets really crazy. But so that was number I think that was on number 7. But before we keep going, you guys, I'm gonna go ahead and drop another little short interlude, just some more little takeaways from a couple of the other panels I've been on, and then we'll get back into the list. So you guys stay tuned.
I don't know what's going on, Ray. It's like the second and third person. I think I don't know.
Second or third person.
I mean, second and third person. I don't know. I come on every single time I work. I got a business. I don't care.
400 complaints already. You know what I mean? That was October.
Yeah, why? I only got 5
complaints already. Taurus. Automoto. Juda.
Yeah. You be covering it. Look, I be seeing you covering it. Chat, y'all know Ray be covering it, but we know. We smart. They not. I don't know.
Man, that was funny. That was a good live.
Them snow buddies.
It's sad though. Rest in peace to those people who get affected too, though. I mean, we joke, but y'all really got to start being a lot smarter when you travel to these places like Cartagena, Medellin. Like, these are places where they're not messing around. So it's like really be on a swivel or get in a group. Know some people who are in the area. Learn some damn Spanish. Like, you keep saying.
Wait a minute. No.
Okay.
I played the video earlier. The Puerto Rican. He got scoped.
Yeah.
He got scoped, guys, and he knows Spanish very well. He can't get home, and hopefully he's able to get home because she stole his phone, she stole his money, his credit cards, and his passport. You know what I'm saying? Why you had to take the passport? You know what I'm saying? What you gonna put the passport?
They do these things.
God damn it.
God damn it.
You know, he knew Spanish fluently, guys. You know? God, yeah.
Yeah, y'all, that was from my boy Razor's live, man. I forgot what we was talking about. Somebody was traveling and I guess ended up dying or something, and we was just commenting on people being, you know, a lot smarter than like traveling. But I went ahead and dropped the link, you guys, for the open panel if anybody wants to hop on and talk about your top 10 takeaways from this year, you know, or if you just want to tap in and let me know what you're doing. I'm in the house for right now. I might leave later, but I just figured do a quick live. I seen everybody else doing their top 10s or top 5, so I figured why not. But we'll continue and go ahead and get into the 6th slide. So for the 6th one that I had, it was pretty much like not all people suffer in silence, but like most people kind of like go through stuff and like we don't really know what they're going through. You guys see the slide. This is Chadwick Boseman, you know, our Black Panther brother that had ended up passing like earlier, and it was like nobody knew, right? You know, and I think a lot of people go through that, not just the famous people. I know personally, like friends and family that I've had that definitely don't like to ask for help, and I think the mental health, especially in the Black community, you know, like it really is a big deal. You know, I don't know if we can really break that stigma and like try to have more open conversations, because even with me, like I find it hard sometimes to talk to people and to be more open about like stuff that I'm going through, just because of how I was raised. And you know, especially in Caribbean households, you know, I don't know how many of you guys come from Caribbean backgrounds, but for me, you know, a lot of times in a household talking about those kind of things, it doesn't really happen. You know, we're kind of taught to be like, you know, very mentally tough, you know, and being that vulnerable is not something that was really encouraged or like kind of like fostered. So I think the older you get, you kind of have to do reverse work, you know, and then you kind of have to like do healing on that end. But you guys let me know in the comments or in the chat if you had any of those kind of like conversations or things happen or hit the panel if any of that stuck out to you. But we'll go ahead and move into the fifth slide I got. So this one, I think everybody can agree with me. Money is everything, no matter where you go on this earth. Just, I don't even think it's like America that's in capitalism. I think it's just all over the world. We see that money is just like a big issue. You know, it's a harsh truth, right? You know, and we don't mean to get like super heavy on the last year, but you know, I'm like, if I'm gonna do a top 10, you know, we're gonna keep it funky. So I think this year for me, especially being like a business owner, I had a lot of times where like, you know, I was getting like, you know, good money, you know, and I was taking trips, I was getting on planes, and then, you know, I just kind of noticed, I'm like, as my quality of life kind of went up a little bit more, and I saw people who really couldn't do the same things as me and stuff, who were kind of held back because, you know, they might not have had a lot of money or wealth to be able to do stuff, you know, like it was just crazy. Because I know a lot of like brilliant, smart individuals, but just, you know, I think the financial stuff just kind of holds them back. And sometimes it's not always about, oh, well, if you want to make more money, you know, you should get a more education or you should just get a better job. You know, it's like sometimes there's things that are keeping people back, you know, like society stuff that kind of keeps you held down. Like shit, I even remember before I got fully remote, you know, I was working like, you know, crazy odd jobs and I wasn't getting paid that much. And I was still trying to like, you know, hold down a spot, have a relationship and everything else. And I think it really took for me this year, literally like a month or two ago, to finally get to a point where I'm like, you know, kind of doing okay, but you know, like still not like super well off, but like, you know, obviously where, you know, I could stay in the house for like a couple of weeks, or I could like, you know, not have to deal with people or, you know, or be in like uncomfortable situations, you know. So it's just something to think about, y'all, you know. But let's go ahead and get into slide number 4. This one is another little harsh truth. The people in power don't care about everybody equally. Now, this one I know a lot of you guys feel me on. I used to scratch my head for years trying to figure out why access isn't universal, why, you know, minorities constantly are struggling, why doesn't people in power just help everybody out, and maybe it's a us thing and maybe it's not them, maybe we're just not educated enough, maybe, you know, people are just stupid and we just deserve to be suffering and being in this like constant cycle of like oppression. I think a lot of that is bullshit. I think the people who are in power, who govern a lot of stuff that we do, the people that we don't see, the faces that we don't see that are going about making the laws, they're highly responsible for a lot of the disparities that we have. So not everybody is treated the same. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care who you are. You know, it's not just black people who are going through stuff. It's, you know, like I've seen, you know, Asian, white, every, you know, like it really doesn't matter. I think suffering doesn't have a skin color. You know what I'm saying? Everybody goes through stuff. So I think until we can address like that kind of imbalance, I think this whole like, oh, global equality and we can like eliminate racism and shit, I think a lot of that is just not fairy tales, but it's not something that's tangible. I might not see it in my lifetime, maybe for like the future, you know, generation, but you know, I'm not holding my breath anymore. I used to when I was in my 20s and I was naive, but I think the older I get now, I'm just like, man, fuck that shit. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. What's up, Ice? What's going on, brother, man? Just doing a little live, bro. Feel free to hit the panel, man, if you want to just chop it up. I dropped the link, but I'm just doing a little top 10, you know, just chilling. Appreciate everybody for pulling up. Yeah, I saw you at did your live, man. You gave me some ideas. I'm like, I said, my guy's doing stuff. I said, let me come up here and do something a little bit, because I might still go out tonight. I don't have plans right now, but you know, depending on who sends me a text, I got some gas in my car. I might go up the street and go hang out a little bit. But I ain't going to Hollywood. Hollywood on New Year's, anybody who doesn't know about Hollywood, it's always a shit show. There's cops always out. People who are drinking, they're waiting to pull people over. I don't want no parts of that. And there was a shooting that happened a couple of days ago down the street from where I'm at. So I'm like, I find it better for me to just kind of stay put, or if I go to a house event, that's a little better for me. So, but yeah, y'all, let's go ahead and get into the third slide. So on this one, this is more of like a self-healing type thing. So if you don't heal right, you can't build properly. This was a lesson that I learned really hard this year. I had this kind of like situationship, and you know, I was flying, you know, going to go see, you know, the person, and I think one day I just got up and I was like, yo, like, I'm just not feeling this shit. But it wasn't them, nothing they did. It was more like me not being completely, you know, healed and just, you know, being happy with like my day-to-day stuff. So we put it on ice. I paused it, you know, I was like, hey, let me, you know, do some work. And then wherever you at, if we're still open, if you still ain't got nobody, if I'm still, you know, open, then we can keep rocking. But you know, man, like it's really crucial, y'all. And sometimes that shit is scary, you know, when you got to be 100 with yourself and be like, yo, like, I'm not okay. And it's okay not to be okay. And I need to still do some work before I can invite somebody in. So that was just one of my like really ones that like hit hard this year. But y'all let me know, like, if y'all ever had anything where you have to like kind of prioritize your self-care, or you was like, yo, I need to step back and heal, like shit's getting too crazy, I need to kind of like just, you know, put everything on ice. But let's go ahead and get into the next slide. This one's kind of funny. I think some of y'all can agree. Social media is 20% truth and 80% bullshit. Now hear me out, y'all. 20% truth, 80% bullshit, right? We all know this, you know what I'm saying? And not just on Twitter, Instagram, everything. Like a lot of the shit that gets pumped out there, you can't listen to it. You really got to fact check and do stuff. And I think nowadays the shit is more dangerous because you have like real life people that are getting affected and like events that can happen, you know, and we've seen it, you know, not just with Trump and, you know, the alternative news and shit. Like we've seen media groups really push out curated content that might not be real. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, do your homework, you know, before you see something, you know, don't even click on it. Just kind of read real quick if you can. I think on Twitter, I do the community note stuff. So usually what they teach us when we look at posts, like you have to kind of fact check everything, and then we have to rate, you know, if it's real or not. And a lot of times I be seeing a lot of bullshit and people just have their own personal agendas. And it's like, yeah, that's cool to have your opinion, but like, don't try to push it as truth. Cause you know, you got some people who are just impressionable, you know, like a lot of people in the world are like baby ducks. They see somebody do something, they really don't have their mind made. They'll just go off of what they think is real, you know, and that's the dangerous part, y'all. So I don't know if anybody else has kind of had to navigate that too and figure out like, you know, fact from fiction. But I know for me, that was something that was crazy. But before we get into the last one, you guys, I want to go ahead and play this membership video that I put together. I think some of you guys might have known that I got monetized recently. And so we in that YouTube partner gang. And I got a couple tiers for you guys. Let me see. Happy New Year's too, brother. Thank you, Ice. Appreciate you, my G. Hey, we made another year, man. I ain't got no complaints, bro. I got no complaints. I'm just out here chilling. But yeah, y'all, we got 3 tiers of the memberships. Definitely check out the pricing and everything. I got members only stuff coming up, one-on-ones with me. The store is getting finalized, but I'm gonna have some merch too we're gonna push out. So it's gonna really be dope. But I'm gonna go ahead and run this visual for you guys, and then we'll get back to the number 1 takeaway from this top 10 list. So y'all stay tuned. What's up, you guys? It's your boy GC Juda, and today I'm announcing that we have channel memberships and super chats. Yes, your boy's been grinding, so let's go ahead and get into what the perks are. So starting off with the first level, it's called Wrench Warriors. That's going to give you some loyalty badges. You're going to have some cool emojis you can use in the chat. You'll have members only live chats, and then priority the comments that I respond to.
Second level is going to be game soldiers. These are like our, real loyal game changing subs. So on this one, you're going to get early access to any new videos I drop, member shout outs, you'll get photo and status updates from your boy, exclusive member only videos, and then member only live streams. I'm going to pump out a lot of content next year. And then for the next level, it's going to be our chess masters. These are your people who are loyal to the soil. You got my back. You love what your boy is doing. So to take care of y'all on that one, you can connect with me on social media, and then you'll get a personalized your favorite X mod shout out. So I'll shout you out in one of the episodes coming up. And then you can also get a monthly one-on-one talk with your boy. So you can ask me anything that's on your mind, whether it's about YouTube, investments, anything that I got going on in my life, different moves that I've made, job help, anything, I definitely want to help you out with. You guys know I'm a jack of all trades. I do a lot of things, and on that higher level, you pretty much have access to mostly everything that I know. You guys join up now, and welcome to the GC team.
Yeah, y'all, that was just a little group. Consider supporting the channel. Definitely got the membership, got some stuff planned for 2024. Shout out to everybody who's tuning in. I know there's a lot of events. I know people are getting dressed, about to head out, but I appreciate you for rocking with me. I got another slide, and then, probably in the next 15, 20 minutes, probably wrap it up myself. But getting into the number one slide that we had, y'all. This is my biggest takeaway from this year, right? On top of everything. This lesson, some of you guys can agree with me. It's okay not to like people and not to be liked. Word to Dave Chappelle. Yeah, y'all see I got the player here, this ball visuals. So acceptance is really important. You gotta be okay with not being the person that's liked, and it's okay not to like somebody else. I think the biggest thing, especially being on YouTube, and I think some of my other YouTube homies and content creators can understand this. Sometimes when we're on panels and being around people, there seems to be this whole notion that if you disagree with somebody, that means there's 100% smoke, and you just it just sometimes equals the hate. And people gotta remember, it's not always a lot of us don't, might not hang out in person or know each other 100%. So it's there's no way we can truly hate somebody. Hate is a very strong word, and a lot of the back and forths and and the conversations on the panels that I've seen and I've been in myself, it can be a lot, and it can be kind of funny. I think the emotions play a hand in it too, and people just really get caught up in their feelings. But it's it's okay. You can take a step back, and it's if everybody don't like you, it's fine. I know that was something I struggled with this year. Not being liked by everybody. I used to have this really bad people pleasing type thing about me, where if somebody didn't like me, it would really bug me, and I had to really find out why. And I think the older I got, I had to learn it. Some people just aren't meant for you. Some people just don't like something that you do, and you can try to be whatever version of them that might be likable, but then it's you're gonna be miserable because you're too worried about somebody else and not yourself. So you got to worry about the people who don't mind how you are, and they accept you unconditionally for how you are. People accepting you for conditions is whack. And it's just, you never win doing that. And then you end up changing yourself, and then you're just this whole other person. And, who got time for that? Nobody got time for that, But yeah, y'all, acceptance is key. And when you can find peace and being yourself, I think that's when you really win. And also another thing too, in these YouTube streets, you really got to have thick skin. So if somebody kind of throws some heat at you or throws some shade, you got to be able just to brush that off. The best content creators, you don't see them kind of losing their edge a lot, or yelling a lot, or getting into a lot of back and forths. You really gotta, again, y'all, chess not checkers. I just had this episode, right? Like a episode or two ago. You really gotta be strategic and how you're how visually you're coming off the people, So that's just something anybody can take just throughout life and everything. But yeah, y'all, that was my top 10 just to close it out. That's all I have for 2023. I think we're a couple hours away. I know for some of y'all who are watching this, it's already New Year's for you. Happy New Year's. We're still in the West Coast, so we still got a couple more hours until the ball drops, and then we're in a whole nother year, and then it's back to hustling. But I just wanted to thank everybody for tuning in with me. It's been a crazy year. I definitely didn't think that I would have a lot of like success that I had, just not even on this channel, but like just in my personal life. I hit a lot of milestones this year, and I'm just really grateful. There were a couple like low moments for sure, but you know, we get through it, and I ended up hustling. I met a lot of cool people this year. Did a lot of things that I didn't think I was gonna do this year. You know, had a couple like experiences that were crazy, and you know, life still goes on, man. You know, we still here, we still pushing, so you just got to keep getting into it. But again, you guys don't forget to like, share, and subscribe on the channel. Next episode literally will be in the next year, so stay tuned for that. Maybe within a couple days I'll announce what the topic is, and then we'll get into it. But until next time, salute to everybody that pulled up. It's your boy. Be safe out there if you go out there. It's a lot of fireworks, a lot of crazy stuff going on wherever you at. Y'all be smooth. But I'll catch everybody in the next year. Peace.
The sweat, he cracked the third floor window, took off his shirt and turned the fan on max. All the cash flew out the window, the coat was a mess. Watching 20s, 50s, and 10s blow, as well as myself. As I was falling with the wind blower, open and stretched, and blew right back in the same purse it all started at.